Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves lately: Google Wallet's new feature that lets parents set up secure balances for their kids. Now, on the surface, this might sound like just another tech update, but personally, I think it's a game changer. Here's why. It's not just about giving kids access to digital payments, it's about teaching them financial responsibility in a way that feels modern and relevant. I mean, let's face it, cash is becoming less and less common, and if we want the next generation to understand money, we've got to meet them where they are, on their phones and smartwatches. What makes this really interesting is how Google is positioning itself in the market. They're not just competing with other tech giants like Apple and their Apple Cash family feature, they're also going head-to-head with startups like Famzu and Greenlight. These companies have been doing this for a while, but Google's entry feels different. It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just a search engine or a phone maker, we're a financial tool too. And that's a bold move, especially when you consider the trust parents need to have in a platform like this. One thing that immediately stands out is the level of control Google is giving parents. Daily spending limits, transaction history reviews, and even a spending timeout feature? That's not just oversight, that's micromanagement, but in a good way. I can already hear some people saying, isn't this a bit too much? But here's the thing, teaching kids about money isn't just about letting them spend freely. It's about guiding them, setting boundaries, and helping them understand the value of every dollar. From my perspective, Google's approach feels thoughtful, almost like they've been listening to what parents really want. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. This update isn't just about Google Wallet, it's part of a larger trend where tech companies are becoming more involved in our financial lives. If you take a step back and think about it, Google's already in our emails, calendars, and now, our wallets. What this really suggests is that the line between tech and finance is blurring faster than ever. And while that might make some people uncomfortable, I think it's inevitable. The question is, how do we ensure these tools are used responsibly? That's where features like parental controls come in. They're not just a selling point, they're a necessity. A detail I find fascinating is that this feature is currently only rolling out in the US. It makes me wonder, why not globally? Is it a regulatory issue, or is Google testing the waters before a wider release? Personally, I think it's a bit of both. Financial regulations vary wildly from country to country, and Google's probably being cautious. But if this feature takes off in the US, I wouldn't be surprised to see it expand quickly. After all, financial literacy is a global need, not just an American one. What many people don't realize is that this isn't Google's first foray into kid-friendly payments. Last year, they introduced a feature that let kids use Google Wallet for in-store payments in select countries, but only with parental consent. This new update feels like the next logical step, giving kids more autonomy while still keeping parents in the loop. It's like Google saying, we're not just teaching kids how to spend, we're teaching them how to manage. And that's a distinction worth noting. In my opinion, the most exciting part of this is the potential impact on financial literacy. We've all heard the horror stories of young adults who have no clue how to budget or save. If tools like this can help kids develop good habits early on, that's huge. But here's the kicker, it's not just about the kids. Parents are learning too. By setting up these accounts and monitoring their kids' spending, they're forced to think more critically about their own financial habits. It's a win-win, if you ask me. This raises a deeper question, though: are we outsourcing financial education to tech companies? Shouldn't schools or parents be taking the lead? I think it's a shared responsibility, and tools like Google Wallet can be a great supplement. But they're not a replacement for real-world conversations about money. So, while I'm excited about this feature, I also think it's important to keep it in perspective. It's a tool, not a solution. Closing thought, Google's new feature isn't just about making payments easier for kids, it's about shaping the way an entire generation thinks about money. And that's a big deal. Whether you're a parent, a tech enthusiast, or just someone who cares about financial literacy, this is something worth paying attention to. So, what do you think? Is this the future of teaching kids about money, or is it just another tech trend? Let me know in the comments below, I'd love to hear your thoughts.